Manga-Waido.
My name is Misaki Yamamoto. I've been married for a decade now. My only son, Kensuke, is about to start his 5th grade at school. Raising a child is tough work, but his smiles are really what keeps me going.
Mom, look! I got a 92 out of 100 for my kanji test!
Oh, wow, darling. That's great. Good job.
Right? So, you're gonna keep that promise you made with me, right?
Promise what, dear?
Mommy, you said that you'll take me to the amusement park if I get more than a 90 on my test!
Oh, that's right. Well, then it looks like we're off to the amusement park next Saturday.
Yay!
But this is all thanks to Tsubasa-kun, right?
Oh, no, please. This is all down to Kensuke's hard work and effort. I had nothing to do with it.
This is Tsubasa. He's my son's tutor, and he's been coming around since last year. My husband wants our son to really enjoy studying instead of being forced to do it. So that's how we found him and hired him to be his private tutor. Initially, I thought it was too early for my son to have a private tutor. But thanks to Tsubasa-kun, my son loves studying now. And his grades have gradually improved. Now he even does his homework without me having to remind him to do it. It looks like he even sees Tsubasa-kun as his big brother. Sorry about that, Tsubasa-kun. I know you're probably busy with all your assignments for college, so I feel bad for making you come around to our house to teach Kensuke.
Oh, no worries. It's a pleasure to teach a good kid like him, so no problem at all.
Hey, why don't you come with us?
Actually, I'm a bit busy this weekend. How about we make a deal? If you score over a 90 again in your next test, then we'll go to the amusement park together. What do you think about that?
Really? You promise?
Yeah, sure. We better get down to some more studying together then. Right, kiddo?
Okay!
Looking at these two, they really seem like brothers, and it makes me happy. So next Saturday, Kensuke and I went to the amusement park together. My husband had to work, so it was just going to be me and my lovely son. Since it was the weekend, there were a lot of people there, from children all the way to the elderly. Kensuke was running around everywhere, so excited, while I was trying to catch my breath, just trying to keep up with him.
Mommy, I want to go on that!
Oh, you mean the go-kart ride?
Yeah, can I? Can I?
I thought it looked a bit dangerous and was a bit worried, but then again, it's his treat today. So I decided to let him go on it and have some fun. I checked with the staff, and apparently my son is eligible to go on this ride. Kensuke was listening carefully to the staff's instructions, but I could tell he was super excited as well. And off he went. His go-kart took off slowly, and I took my phone in one hand and started to take photos of him from the rails outside. Kensuke, love! This way! Oh dear, he's too focused on his driving that he can't even hear me. He looked so nervous and probably had no idea where I was. But from where I was standing, it looked like he was enjoying it. That's when I heard a racket nearby.
Ooh, check this out! A go-kart! Woo! Let's take this baby out for a ride, guys!
Dude, for real? This is for kids.
Nah, man. It'll be jokes. Make sure to put this on camera, dude.
All right then.
These two were high school boys in their school uniforms. They had funky dyed hair with piercings and looked like some troublemakers. One of them started lining up to get on the go-kart. Oh gosh, I wonder if this is a good idea. That teenager didn't even listen to a word of what the staff was saying when he was giving instructions, and instead just sped off in his go-kart. At first, he was swerving and curving, but he started to get the hang of it and started speeding up. The other boy was encouraging him while filming him on his phone from outside.
Come on, man. You can do better than that. Give it some more speed, dude. Woo! Move out of my way!
Dude, this is the shit.
This looked like it was going to get really dangerous. I stood up and decided to go to the staff to call my son to get him out of there. I went off to find the staff being so mad at those two idiot teenagers. But then, when I went over to see what had happened, I saw a go-kart that was flipped over. My entire body froze at that moment, and I started to have cold sweats. Where's Kensuke? Where's my boy? I looked all over the course, but I couldn't find him. Don't tell me! I didn't care what anyone thought. I jumped into the course to look for my son. I tipped over the car, only to find my son with his eyes closed. Kensuke! Kensuke, wake up! Kensuke! My son was taken to the ER at the hospital and had emergency treatment. Fortunately, he had no visible, serious injuries, but he was unconscious. It's been a day, and he still hasn't opened his eyes. The next day, the owner of the amusement park came to visit us at the hospital and told us the details of what had happened. Apparently, at the time, some witnesses saw Kensuke shocked by the cart that sped by him and lost control of the wheel. It looked like he got confused and pressed down onto the accelerator instead of the brakes and crashed into the side walls of the course. And he's been unconscious since then. Of course, the guy who took over Kensuke was that idiot teenager driving recklessly on that go-kart. In hindsight, I did see him drive by recklessly in the corner of my eye, and I should have gone after him. But I had to be with my son, so I couldn't. The owner of the amusement park apologized to me profusely, but to me, it wasn't their fault at all. The staff had given clear instructions to each driver, and Kensuke was listening properly, and I know he did. The problem was that teenage boy. But even so, the owner told me that all accidents that happen within the amusement park is all their responsibility. I still wasn't convinced or satisfied and could only hold my boy's hand, hoping he'd wake up soon. I was praying for him to open his eyes so badly, and that was when the door suddenly flung open.
Kensuke!
Oh my god, Tsubasa-kun! You came!
Is he alright?
Well, he doesn't have any serious injuries, but he's still unconscious.
Why did this happen to Kensuke?
When my husband called his school to inform them, he must have told Tsubasa-kun too. When he saw Kensuke, he cried and cried a lot for my boy. I told him the details of what had happened, and when I did, I could see that Tsubasa-kun became infuriated. Of course, I felt the same way too. But for now, what was most important was that my son would open his eyes. Tsubasa-kun came to visit us the next day, and the next day, and the day after that. But Kensuke still wouldn't wake up. Then one day, I thought that was Tsubasa-kun coming to visit us at his usual time. But then, the door opened but all I saw was that teenage boy in his school uniform. And next to him stood an older woman who stood out like a sore thumb, with her flashy clothes and heavy makeup. I'm sorry to hear what happened, ma'am. I believe my son was involved in this incident.
Ugh.
Come on, then. Say you're sorry to this poor mother.
Sorry.
Oh, okay. And how's the boy doing, then? Excuse me? Can't you hear me? I asked how the boy is doing. Oh, he's still unconscious. Oh, well, at least he doesn't look like he has any serious injuries. Well, we'd better be off then. Hey! Yes? This is your fault. My son is in a coma because of you. Huh? You want to blame my son for this? Well, of course. And that's the truth. Well, that's too bad because we were told that the responsibility is fully on the amusement park. Isn't that right, darling?
Yeah, and besides, it was this kid's fault for getting in my way.
Okay, well, now that that's settled, we're off. Take care now. And with that said, they left. Ugh, I was furious, so furious at them both that I couldn't say anything back at them. I couldn't, and they were late to apologize. They should have came here much earlier. And that attitude, ugh, how dare they act like this meant nothing to them. I was so mad and emotional that tears were starting to roll down my cheeks. And that's when Tsubasa-kun came into the hospital room. I'd never seen him look this serious.
Kensuke! Hey! Wake up, you! You have to open your eyes. Remember how we promised to go to the amusement park together, buddy? Come on! Wake up! Don't worry, ma'am. I'll take care of this. I'll get revenge for him.
What do you mean? That was all he said before he left the room. He didn't show up the day after, and not at all since then. It was about to reach a week since Kensuke fell into a coma. I was nodding off to sleep beside his bed, as I was exhausted. And that's when it happened. It felt like Kensuke squeezed my hand back.
Mommy?
Kensuke! Oh, darling!
Why are you crying, Mommy?
Oh my god! I'm so happy! Mommy's so happy, darling! Oh, I couldn't stop crying. After that, the doctors examined him again. It seemed like there were no side effects from the accident, besides that Kensuke didn't have much recollection of it. Even the doctor was surprised and said, "Wow, this is nothing but a miracle." My husband, who ran into the room, was already in tears when he saw him. Of course, Tsubasa-kun came running in to see my son too.
Kensuke!
Oh, Big Bro Tsubasa!
Oh my god, you're awake! Oh my god, that's amazing! I'm so happy and relieved!
After a short while, Kensuke fell asleep. I guess he spent his energy getting excited over seeing Tsubasa-kun. While I showed some signs of relief, Tsubasa-kun started talking. He asked me to call that teenage boy and his mother to the hospital room, and I had no idea why. To be honest, I didn't want to see them, and I didn't think I would ever have to see them again. It's not like they were going to apologize. They would just leave abruptly like they did before. But he still insisted.
I'll make sure they pay for what they've done. Trust me, I will.
He looked like he knew what he was doing, so I gave in and agreed. I called the amusement park to let them pass on the message to that teenage boy and his mother that Kensuke had woken up from his coma. Then a few days later, Tsubasa-kun came to the hospital early in the morning to visit my Kensuke. Kensuke wasn't able to move as usual just yet, so he was enjoying talking to Tsubasa-kun for now. Then in the afternoon, the two had arrived. Well, isn't that great that he looks fine as a peach now? Yeah. Next time you should keep a closer eye out for your own child. And what's that supposed to mean? Well, I mean, this happened all because the mother, i.e. you, didn't keep a close eye on your child when you should've, right? Anyway, I'm off. Toodles! Hey! Wait! And when they were about to leave the room, suddenly out of nowhere, Tsubasa-kun said,
How dare you?
"What do you want now?"
You're the one who should have kept an eye out for your child. You're the hypocrite here.
Excuse me? Who do you think you are? Who are you anyway?
I'm Kensuke's private tutor.
Well, okay. What does a private tutor want now?
I actually wanted to talk to your son.
Me?
This is you in these photos, is that right?
As he asked that question, he held out a few photos in front of the teenager's face.
What the heck is this?
Where did you get this from?
These are just photos of your son, caught stealing, drinking alcohol underage, and smoking. Can't you see?
What? Is this really you?
Oh, you didn't know? And do you even call yourself a mother?
Why did you do this?
I also heard no one really likes you at school, huh?
What the hell?
I happen to have a junior who also goes to your high school. And as soon as I mentioned your name, they were more than happy to tell me more about you.
So what do you mean? What do you mean you went to my high school?
Yeah, and come on. Don't you need to speak to me more politely than that? Didn't your mother teach you any manners, huh?
What? Ugh! What the hell, man?
It's too late for that now. I've already reported it to the school.
What? Well, I can just pay them to shut them up. anything for money.
This too?
Subasa-kun took out another photo from his pocket. It was of his teenage boy bullying another student. He was caught red-handed. This is just a wrestling game. Some teenagers having their fun.
So you mean beating someone up and stealing their cash is what you call fun? And I doubt you know this since he's in the grade below you. But did you know that the guy you've beaten up is the son of Manhwa Corp?
Wait, did you just say Manhwa Corp?
Yup. That large multinational enterprise? He's their son. If I'm not mistaken, your husband works for one of this company's subsidiary companies, right?
Why? How did you know that?
Well, it seems like your son is proud of that, so we can't quit boasting about it. I wonder what I should do now.
Please don't do anything with it. Just keep it between all of us here. I'll apologize and I'll do anything you want.
Well then, you need to be apologizing to the right person, and that's not me.
What?
Apologize to Kensuke and his mother, you twat.
We're so
sorry.
Nuh-uh, that's no good.
We are
We're so sorry!
They went down on their hands and knees and apologized profusely. Then they left the hospital as if to run away. I wasn't going to forgive them, but at least Subasa-kun was able to tell them what I wanted to say instead. So I felt better about it.
Subasa-kun, were you by any chance a detective?
No, I wish. I'm just your private tutor. Or more like, your big brother.
Not long after that, Kensuke had gotten his energy back, and he was well enough to be dismissed from the hospital. Now he's running around all over the house like he used to. And as for that hideous mother and her teenage son, he was suspended from school. Apparently, they did more digging and found that he had committed more petty crimes, and so his referrals to college was canceled too. Subasa-kun had also sent the photos of the teenage boy bullying the other kids to his father's company, and so he was fired too. From what I hear, the father got furious and filed for divorce. The wife and son were both dependent on his father's income. So without that, now they're living beyond their means. At least this will give them a chance to reflect on their selfish behavior, and hopefully they'll change their ways soon enough.